Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Nerd Wonder. So, I showed y'all how to deal with synthetic fabrics, right? Alright, now it's time to dye some natural fabrics. Let's go. So, y'all know, I love taking something, making it into something else, right? Like another man's trash, that they try to sell at a yard sale, at thrift shops, things like that. That's another person's treasure. And we have a big issue with waste in this world, so I love to upcycle things, alright? So, now what I have and what I'm about to do is I have this jean shirt. I'm going to, of course, paint on it after the fact, but it's light jean. I actually want to see if I can get into a little bit of a gray. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Rock with me. It's going to be fun. Let's continue. So a few things, of course, that we're going to need to do this. All right. First up is, what are we dyeing? All right, and I'll show you a larger picture of what this is, what this looks like first, of course, before we start this process, all right? But this is exactly what I'm going to be dyeing, a light jean shirt that I'm eventually going to create on it for somebody, all right? Next up, of course, the color that we want to change it. So, Rit dye, it's kind of my go-to right now. Everything I've read about it is definitely like the brand when it comes to fabric dye. They have the synthetic, y'all saw the synthetic. This is a little bit different because this is for natural fiber. So we're talking cottons, we're talking silks, we're talking wood. Yes, I did look at the bottle, also nylon. Look, I didn't memorize that part. Who cares? All right, but this is the color. I'm hoping to use this gray. I'm hoping it's gonna hit this jean. We're gonna see. Also, they say if you're using it on cotton and things, grab you some iodized salt. I got me a couple containers of this a couple months ago when I first did this. And then a measuring cup so we don't put too much salt in there. Last but not least, two major things. A little bit of dish soap is to help it kind of even out across in the whole ether of dye. And then, of course, last but not least, that bad boy right there. My handy, trusty, yes, I hydro dipped in it, tub, all right? So, going to be using that to actually dye. I've cleaned it. The red, don't worry about it. The water won't even be that high. But yeah, here we go. So the first thing that we're gonna need is super hot water, all right? Now we don't have to do it on the stove like we had to do synthetic fur. It doesn't have to stay at like a certain temperature, like the higher temperature like synthetics, but 140 is good. I don't know about y'all, but my kitchen sink gets super hot, like scalding. So I'm actually gonna just let the water run. So we're gonna let the water run, let it get hot, and then we'll fill up the tub. So the steam is starting to come up. I think that means that the water is hot enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to move my hose, of course, in the tub, and I'm going to restart it. So off, hose is in, hot. All right, there we go. So we're going to let the water fill up in this tub. Like I said, we're not going to get anywhere around all that red stuff you saw from a hydro dip, but we are going to get a good amount of water in here. All right. So while that's happening, what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and add some of the other things that we need. So I'm going to go ahead and add, of course, this cup of salt. So I'm going to measure that out. Got my measuring cup, some salt. So I'm going to measure out this cup of salt because this is going to go in there. It's filling up pretty quick too, so move that salt back. Ooh. I did go and grab some gloves, so if you do have some latex gloves handy, which I know a lot of people do, especially with Rona happening right now, go ahead. So go ahead and grab some. So got my salt, got my cup of salt here. All right. So I'm just gonna kind of pour that in a little bit as this is going. All right. Make sure it gets mixed in there well. If somebody could tell me in the comments why you have to do the salt, I would love to hear it and love to inform some other people. Alright, so we got salt in, good stuff. Alright, let that fill up. Got some more filling up to do. Got my gloves. Went and grabbed me a ladle so I can stir. Alright, so let's see. Also got this. So I'm going to give it a little more time just because I don't want it to be soapy. We're only putting in, I think it's a teaspoon. Yep, literally a teaspoon. I put out a tablespoon. So now I need to fix that. Or actually, I know it's a little bit, about 2.5 teaspoons. So I'll just put a tad bit in. But yeah, we don't want a ton in there. Just need something to help There we go. Alright, so we're going to let that continue filling up. You know, doing its thing, because last but not least, we're going to throw this fabric in there. And before I do that, while it's doing that, I am going to put on the gloves. Again, I have on this white shirt. I hope I do not regret it. I really just got this shirt and I really like it. But I did want to showcase the brand, Live Above. Shout out to them. It's a dope brand, so go check them out. Alright? Alright, so let's see. Alright, the bubbles. Don't worry about that too much. Alright, we got the waters cranking in there. Alright, and last but not least, of course, our dye. So now it does say that you do about, what does it say, about half a bottle. 2 large t-shirts would be about half a bottle. I'm going to do half a bottle for the shirt. Just because, y'all don't worry, it's a little puppy I'm watching. Just because it is a rather large shirt. So I am going to do that. So while that's finishing up, I am going to, I hate how soapy the dish soap happens. Sometimes I do that at the end to make sure this water is hot. Alright, and then so I'm going to do half a bottle. Alright, so I'm going to give that, I think that's good. Move my hose back so I don't do anything with that, even though I just flick some water. Alright, so I'm going to do half of a bottle of this. Got this little safety tab, of course. Alright, I'm excited because this is the grade that I'm looking for, so I'm hoping that, you know, it sits well. Alright, so I'm going to do half the bottle. Alright, and I'm going to show y'all the water. Alright, so we got half the bottle in. Here, I want y'all to see this. Alright, so this is what the water looks like right now. So you see it, that's the color that I'm looking for. Of course, I'm going to mix it a little bit, so let me grab my ladle. Alright, so got my ladle in. I'm going to mix this. Get this situated in there nice. Get it even nice. I want all parts of the shirt to be as deep as that. I might add just a little bit more in. Alright, but that's what we're going to do. So I'm now going to go and add in the clothing. A little bit more dye. A tad bit more. And then we'll save the rest for a rainy day. Maybe some socks or something. I don't know. Mix in a little bit more. Alright. And then of course, last but not least, gotta put the product in. So it's already washed and everything. We're good to go on that. And then, yeah, I am going to use the ladle. Get this good and in there. Alright, I might throw some more hot water on it just because you do want it to stay hot. So if you don't, like I actually still see steam coming up from my water. So it gets pretty hot, but I want to make sure. So you let this sit at least 30 minutes. I'm actually going to give it a whole hour. Like I said, I really want this dye to stay in there. You're going to stir here and there. So once that hour's up, we'll come back, see where we're at. So sometimes, also, y'all see I changed shirts, right? Sometimes, especially with dye, you gotta kind of play around with it a little bit. Like, y'all can kind of see this. It's not as dark as I would want. You can't really see any of the gray. So I think I'm gonna buy the darker gray, the charcoal, and I'm gonna get this another whirl. Alright, so I'm not gonna go back to the first steps with y'all, but I will show y'all the color that I purchased, and then we'll try that again. This is my thing, y'all. Be kind to yourself while you're learning these things. Like, I'm sharing this while I'm learning so that I help the next person. So maybe it's most likely that that gray was not dark enough to cover that jean. That's cool. I'm gonna go get the charcoal gray, and I'm gonna give it another try. So no, be kind to yourself while you're doing this, while you're learning. All right, that's why we take the time to do this. Just a quick reminder. Let's get back to the video. Alright, y'all, so I took myself to Michael's during my lunch break. I went and grabbed this. So this charcoal gray, as you can already see, it's definitely lighter. I went ahead and started the process for this. Remember, I've already shown y'all how to do this, so I'm not going to show you this piece again. But I will show you the after product at the end. But I do want to show you the watercolor, and I definitely already see the denim picking up. So those are really good signs, alright? So here goes the watercolor, so y'all can see that. So yeah. Y'all see, you can see how dark this one is, right? Completely different from the other one. This should pick up even with the light denim. So I'm really excited about it. Like I said, dyeing is really just trial and error, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. Definitely go darker colors for those jeans and stuff like that, because it needs to be darker than that jean, right? So we're gonna let this sit for an hour, then we'll be back. All right, y'all, so we washed it. I put it in the dryer. Now we got what we have. All right, y'all ready? Can y'all see that? Don't worry, I'm gonna post a real up close picture. But yeah, no, we have what we wanted, and I'm super excited because it's not here. Let me show y'all. See, like, it's not that light blue that it was. Nope. We are now looking at like a weird denim. Has like a gray wash to it. I'm super excited to create on this. This is going to be fun. Don't worry, I'm going to post a better picture. Like I said, remember, it's a learning experience, so I had to throw that other dye color on there, but it was for the best. You know, kind of always play around until you get exactly what you're looking for. But just do understand, it's a process. All right, so now I got to go do things with this. Let's come back to me. It's been great, y'all. All right? Catch me next time. Peace. Hey, thank y'all for rocking with me, Nerd Wonder, as we did some dyeing. We did synthetic already. Now we did natural. What are we going to do next? I don't know, but you know how you find out? Follow me on YouTube. Bye.